In today's video, we're going to do a part 2 on our automation system and talk about turning on space heaters automatically when it's cold outside. Recently, we shared a video where we show automatic water leak detection and turning off the water outside when a leak is detected anywhere in the rig, and that has worked really well. It's already detected a leak and turned the water off once, and we've had to work to get that leak resolved. So we've also added, and I touched on this in the last video, but we didn't have it in place yet, but we've added power strips that can be turned on by the temperature monitors, temperature sensors, when low temperatures are detected. So in this video, I wanted to share more of the YoLink, YoSmart sensors and automations and what those can do for you beyond leak detection, water leak detection specifically. In this video, the whole focus is going to be when temperature is low, turn on a space heater or turn on a source of heat. And you'll see that we've used two different types of sources of heat to take care of different spaces that we have that are vulnerable if the temperature is below freezing. So keep watching, like and subscribe if this is useful. That helps our content get out there. We're having fun with this channel, and cool nerdy gadgets like this are super fun for me. I love sharing this with others, and for me it's one thing to know that you have a water leak and be alerted, but that's almost pointless if you can't do much about it because you're somewhere else. So having a system that turns it off for you is great. And then temperature control, being able to keep certain bays warm when it's cold outside and not have to leave the heater running all the time or think about it, because the system will do that for you. So keep watching and we'll show how we have put the system together and how you can do the same. In this bay in our motorhome, I'll show you where there is some plumbing that we were a little concerned that if this bay gets cold, potentially, since our basement is not heated, these red and blue PEX lines could potentially freeze any lines up there that might be water. So we have a temperature sensor, temperature and humidity sensor sitting here. This is a YoLink power strip with 2 ports. I can control which port kicks on through the automation. And so when that temperature sensor hits freezing, we turn this space heater on to keep the space above freezing. This bay has our dump valves for the gray and the black tank. I have another YoLink power strip in here connected to a 3-port extension cord. There's a leak sensor, and then also this temperature sensor and this small space heater, 350 watts, very small but enough to create some warmth. When the temperature in this bay, actually inside this bay, reaches 35 or 36, maybe 34, I can't remember what I set it to, then this space heater turns on by powering on the YoLink power strip port. Earlier I referenced multiple sources of heat, so in addition to space heaters we have these work lamps with incandescent bulbs. The key word being incandescent because LEDs don't produce heat, so you need a good incandescent bulb to produce heat in the spaces where you're going to use this. We cover our water spigot with this plastic tote, and let me show you why. Let me walk you through what we have in here. First, we have an outdoor rated temperature sensor with the cord hanging down to make sure we have the actual outdoor temperature, and this is what triggers the lamp to come on. To double check the lamp is working, we have another temperature sensor in the top of the bucket to make sure the heat is going up, and there's the incandescent bulb that's running. And when the temperature outside is below freezing, we turn this lamp on through the YoLink power strip inside the dump bay that we just looked at. So it's that easy. So once you have the YoLink temperature and water leak sensors in place, and the space heaters and the power strips and the light bulbs, the automation actually happens in the YoLink app on your smartphone. There's an automations tab, and you go in there and you say if this temperature sensor hits a low alert, and you determine what the low alert is, then power on the power strip port 1 or port 2 depending on what you need to power on. So in our case, when the outside temperature reaches say 34, whatever I've set it to, then power on the power strip that the incandescent bulb under the spigot tub is plugged into. And this has worked flawlessly for us. I did put that other sensor up there. I'm a little paranoid, so I want to trust but verify that the light bulb came on. This was a good thing because the very first bulb I put in there failed. So I knew that the sensor had alerted and had turned on the power strip, and I was monitoring that temperature sensor up inside the bucket, and the temperature was not increasing. So I went out and saw that the bulb had popped right away. Replaced the bulb, and it's worked fine ever since. But I'm glad I put that second temperature sensor up there because it allows me to see that when it's 22 degrees outside where we are right now this winter. It'll be 70, 75 degrees up inside that bucket, which is perfect. Anything above freezing would actually work. I could probably use a smaller incandescent bulb, but this is working for us really well. And just wanted to share how this works. The same is true for the other space heaters. If temperature sensor equals the low alert, whatever value you want, then go ahead and turn that space heater on through the YoLink power strip port. So not only do I want to turn on the space heaters and the light bulbs when it's cold, I want to turn them back off so they don't just stay on forever. And this is one of the weaknesses I've actually found with the YoLink products, and I have a feature request into the company on this topic. But in short, I'm using the high alert to say when to turn the heater off. And unfortunately, that means setting the high alert like at, say, 36 or 38 or 40 degrees, whatever you like. And so if high alert, then turn off that power strip port. So what I would prefer to have is the high alert be 80, 90, 100 degrees, so that if it's actually a high temperature I need to be concerned about for some reason, that I get to keep that high alert. And what I've asked the company to do is provide 1 or 2 or 3 user-defined set points. So if I had set point 1, that could be whatever I want it to be, then I could have the low alert be temperatures approaching freezing, turn it on. The high alert could be this bay is over 100 degrees, something's going on. And then a set point could be at 40, turn off the heat. So that's the feature request. It's fully functional by using the high alert for the turn off mode basically in the automation, but it's not as ideal as it could be. My hope is to help you set up this type of automation as well. If the last video on this topic or this video isn't enough to get you over the hump to actually set these up for yourself, I'm considering offering a paid service at 3 tiers. The first tier would be additional documentation where I demonstrate exactly how to add the devices into the app on the smartphone, as well as how to create the automations. Then if that document or that video that I create isn't enough, I would actually like to create a couple more tiers of support where I provide remote video-based support to you to walk you through setting it up. So if you'd be interested at all in paying a fair price for that kind of help to set this up, please let me know in the comments. I am developing the content now to provide that, but I would move a little faster if I knew there was some sort of interest out there in that type of help. What I find is that these things are easy for me to set up because I have a nerdy background and technology is simple for me, but it's not for everybody. So simple things like even a Garmin GPS upgrade isn't easy for everybody. And so I've made a short video on how to do that. And when I show people these YoLink sensors and this automation stuff that I think is really cool, I sort of take for granted that if I can do it, everybody can, but I know that's not true the older I get. And I'd like to provide help, but my time's worth something. So if I'm going to provide that help, I would like to charge a little bit of money for that. So if that's of interest at all to you, please let me know. I'll continue to develop what that looks like. I've got a document put together for kind of a pricing in 3 tiers for how that would work, and developing now the content for how that would work. As always, thanks for watching. If this is any value or even just remotely entertaining, please like and subscribe. This helps YouTube put our content in front of more people. We're having fun making these videos. We want to keep doing it. And we will, even if you don't like and subscribe. But we're asking that you do because it's free for you and easy to do, and it helps us out. Thank you so much.